heaven is a wonderful place. In most minds, there is an indefiniteness about heaven. It's sort of vague in our thinking. What is heaven like? There is a tendency in thinking either to exaggerate it or to minimize it. One of the tendencies in our thinking is to materialize heaven. I believe we have to recognize that we can't properly think what heaven really is. It is a completely different dimension from that in which we live. The only way that we can think of it is in a material sort of a way, of course, because that's the only way we can think. But in doing that, we must be very careful that we don't just think of it as maybe a little bit of a step higher than the earth. And we certainly must be very careful that we do not think of it as a place where there will be a continual indulgence in pleasures. That's some people's idea of heaven. In fact, what heaven really is presented like in the Bible is such that there are many people who talk about it who really wouldn't care to be there when it comes right down to it. We need to recognize that there are some very real adjustments that need to be made in the life of every person if he is going to get to heaven at all, and if he is going to enjoy it. But what we want to look at this morning, particularly, we want to consider the fact of heaven as a place and as a wonderful place, a real place. And when we say that, of course, when we're talking about heaven as a wonderful place, the thought comes to us, well, where is it? Where is heaven? You remember that one of the Russian cosmonauts was real smart about it after he had been soaring around in space, and he came back to Earth, and he said he didn't see heaven anywhere. Well, that's a kind of an ignorant statement, really, because heaven is not in that sort of a dimension, I believe, or in that sort of view of us that anybody would be able to see it.